In the next step, the longest chain of the carbon atom containing functional group should be selected. If it is an alcohol, use the last word as OR. If it is an aldehyde, use the word AL. CH3, CH2, NH2. 2 carbon atom is there. So it is ethanamine. Which functional group is acting like a prefixes? We must be very careful. Then we have to go with the nomenclature. Hello my dear students, a warm welcome you all. Myself is Purnima, lecturer in Department of Chemistry at Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, in our last discussion, we were dealing with the unit called Organic Chemistry, some basic principles and techniques. Okay, in that unit, we have understood that how do we nomenclate the organic compound, and also we have studied some of the rules which has been given by IPUC system. Today also we are going to understand the nomenclature of organic compounds which are containing functional group and what are the rules which has been given from the IPUC system. Let us understand today. Okay. If I say that the nomenclature of organic compound containing functional group, so in such a situation we must able to identify what is the functional group that has been given and how to use the suffixes for that. We must know that. Okay. While naming the organic compound containing functional group, first of all, the functional group should be identified properly and appropriate suffix should be selected for each functional group, because the functional groups are those groups which will give specific character to that given organic compound. That is why we must able to identify the function group and what is the suitable suffix for that we must know. If not, if you follow the rules also, it will become wrong with the name. Okay. In the next step, the longest chain of the carbon atom containing functional group should be selected. So, in the example, you will come to know that if the long chain is your parental chain, if it is do not containing a functional group, we will name it as such as we have learned with the previous classes. If the functional group is there in that side chain or in the straight chain, we have to select the chain in such a way that functional group must be there. Then only we say it is nomenclature of organic compounds which are containing functional group. That functional group containing carbon should get what? Least number, or it should get a preference first. This is the thing that we should follow, and in the last class also we have learned that what is the basic rule that we have to follow with the nomenclature of organic compound. The first and foremost is we need to add the prefixes, then root word, primary suffix and secondary suffix. And we all know that prefixes are nothing but substantive group which has been attached to the carbon chain, and root word or the word root which talks about how many carbon atoms will be there in the given chain, and primary suffix which gives an idea about what is the nature of the carbon, whether it is a single bond is there, whether it is double bond is there, whether it is triple bond is there. Whereas the secondary suffix which we use today, which gives an idea about the functional group, and then what is the suffix that we need to add for the functional group, we must have that idea, then we have to go through with the nomenclature. So we'll take up the example so that you'll understand how to nomenclate the functional group containing organic compound. Okay. The first and foremost example is CH3, CH, CH2 and CH3. This is our longest chain, and to the second carbon atom you can see that the functional group is there, that is OH. And we know that OH is a functional group, and the suffix for the OH is OR because it is an alcohol. Because it is an alcohol. Similarly, for the aldehyde, the functional group is CHO and we should use the AR. Most of the students, they have got confusion with alcohol as well as with the aldehyde. What is the suffixes should be used? Okay. If it is an alcohol, use the last word as OR. If it is an aldehyde, use the word AL. Okay. This is a thing that you must practice while going with the example. Okay, so here you can see that the first and foremost rule is we have to see that if is there any substantive group is there. In a given organic compound, no substantive group is there. Directly we can go through with the root word. What is the root word? What tells about number of carbon atoms? How many carbon atoms is there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. As I told you, the functional group containing carbon should get the least preference. Correct? So, should get a preference first and it should get a least number. Correct? No? So, that is why I should go with the left to right numbering, not from right to left. Clear? So, that is why I have numbered it as 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is named as 2-butanol, or you can say 2-butan to all. You can say butan to all or 2-butanol. Okay, this is how we follow the rules of IUPAC and we will identify the functional group in the given organic compound and we will name it. Suppose if I go from right to left, you can see that same compound I have written. If I go from a right to left numbering, this is a wrong way of numbering and it is numbered as 3-butanol and this functional group is getting a large number too. So, this way of numbering is wrong and this way of numbering is correct. Okay. So, what is the rule that we have to follow? First, we need to see the prefixes. If it is there, then we have to add the root word. Then we have to see the primary suffix. Then we have to add the secondary suffix. Then we have to add the secondary suffix. Okay. In the above example, there is no prefixes will be there and the root word will be butan and we have to see the position because it's an alkane and we have to see that which position, which carbon atom has got that functional group. So, it is butan to all or 2-butanol. Next example. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Now, if you see that in an entire straight chain, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? So, there are 5 carbon atoms there and it is not containing a functional group because we have one more substantive group. In such a situation, we have to number in this way because the functional group containing carbon should get what? Preference first and it should get a least number. That is why this way of numbering is correct because this is a carbon chain which is having a functional group but the straight chain is not having a functional group at all. So, then remaining this group will be acting like a substituent group. In such situation, how to name this? So, this is a substituent group, no? How to name the substituent group? So, the second carbon atom has got a ethyl group, that is C2H5, correct? C2H5. So, it is 2-ethyl. How many carbon atom in the chain? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Butan. Which carbon atom has got the function group? 1. So, 1 R. 2-ethyl butan 1R as I have written with the name. Okay. So, here the prefixes is 2-methyl and the root word is butan because it is an alkane and it is a primary suffix is A and the secondary suffix is OR. Together you have to write. Next example, you can see with a different function group. We have COOH. The functional group is carboxylic acid. COOH stands for carboxylic acid and it should end with what? OIC acid. It should end with OIC acid. You can see that how many carbon atoms? CH3, CH2, COH. If the functional group containing carbon, if it is there, okay, it has to get the preference first and it should get the least number. Which are the functional group containing carbon? You can see that in the aldehyde, in the ketone, okay, in the carboxylic acid, all these carbon atoms, which is all this functional group which also carries the carbon. So, that carbon atom also should get the least number. So, that is why I have given the 1 for this carbon atom. So, it should be numbered from right to left and it is 1, 2 and 3. So, how do you name it? There is no prefix here. There is no prefixes here. Then what is the root word here? So, 3 carbon atom is there. So, it is prop, okay. Which carbon atom has got the functional propan it is. Which carbon atom has got the functional group 1? So 1 oic acid. Propan 1 oic acid, or you can say it is propanoic acid also. There. We have one more example. See that CH3, CH2, CH2, COH. So this is a functional group and attached to the straight chain, and this functional group containing carbon itself also should get the least number, should be numbered from right to left. So it is 1, 2, 3 and 4. You can see that what is the root word here? Butan 1 oic acid. 1 oic acid. You can see that butan 1 oic acid. Next, we have a ketone and the functional group is C double bond O. Okay, this is a ketone and it should be end with suffix called as ONE. Okay, see that? So this is a functional group CO, this is a ketone CH3CO and CH2. This is a functional group containing carbon, which is also should get what? Least number. Should get what? Least number. So it is named as propanone, or you can say that how many carbon atom? 3. So propan I'll write. Second carbon atom has got the functional group. So propan 2 ONE. Propanone or propan 2-one. Okay. Next, CH3CO, CH2, CH2, CH3. You can see that I have to go from left to right only. Why I should not go from right to left? Because the functional group containing carbon should get what? Least number. And you can see that there are 5 carbon atom will be there. Hence it is named as pentan 2-one. Okay. Pentan 2-one because there are 5 carbon atoms. Next we have a aldehyde. Okay. For the aldehydes and for the cyanide, you know, aldehyde functional group is CH4. Okay. And it should end with what? Al. Whereas the cyanide, that is CN, should end with what? Nitrile. Should end with nitrile. Okay. Now look at the example. CH3CH4. This is a functional group and it is also containing a carbon. So that it should get the least number. So it is named as ethanol, or you can say that because 2 carbon, ethan, al, ethanol. Okay. Next we have one more example. CH3CH3CHO. You can see that here there are 3 carbon atoms will be there. Correct? In all the 3 carbon atom, I should go with the right to left order only. Why cannot I go from left to right? Because if I go from left to right, you know, this carbon atom will get the highest number. So this is way of numbering is wrong, and this is way of numbering is correct because you should get a least number, and it is named as propan 1-all. Propanol or propan 1-all. Next we have a cyanide. You can see that here the cyanide is also, the functional group is also containing a carbon, correct? So it should get a least number. So ethane nitrile. Okay. Or you can say that ethan 1-nitrile. Ethan 1-nitrile if you specifically tell the position. Here also CH3, CH2, Cn, and it is named as propane nitride, or you can say that it is propan 1-nitrile. Clear? Okay. We have a few more examples for the functional group, that is amine and ethers. Okay. If amine group is there, okay, that is NH2 group, it should be directly used as amine only. If ether group is there, that is ROR dash, then it should be end with OATE, O8. Okay. See the example, CH3NH2. So there are only 1 carbon atom is there. So methanamine. Here CH3CH2NH2, 2 carbon atom is there. So it is ethanamine. Here ethers CH3OCH3. How many carbon atom will be there? Only 2. And this carbon atom along with the functional group we call it as methoxy. So it is methoxymethane. We have one more example, CH3O, C2H5. So this is known as methoxyethane. Why it is like that in the ethers? Because in the ethers, while doing with the nomenclature, we name it as alkoxy derivatives of hydrocarbon. That is why we say it as methoxy, ethoxy, like that. Okay. Next, we have the nomenclature of functional group compounds, which is also having a more than one functional group. If a functional group is there, if more than one functional group is there, how to name it also we have to know. If same kind of functional group, if it is there more than 1 and 2, we have to use the word di, tri and tetra, and di, tri and tetra, and also we are not going to remove the E at the end. Why it is like that, I'll tell you now. You can see that CH3, CH, CH and CH3, this 2 carbon atom is having the 2 function group and both the function groups are alcohol. While naming, we say that it is 4 carbon atoms, so it is butane, okay, and it is 1, 2 diol. Why we have used the diol? Because the same function group is there, okay, should be used as di, tri and tetra. But while naming with the function group containing a carbon atom, if the functional group is end with A, E, I, O, U, okay, if the function group is start with A, E, I, O, U, the next letter, if it is having a E, it should be omitted. That is the rule that we follow it. So you can see with one more example, CH3, CH2 and CH2. So there are the second and third carbon. This is the first carbon atom because this is the first, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The first and the fifth carbon atom itself acting like a function group. In such a situation, we say that it is pentane, okay. How many carbon atom has got the functional group? 1 and 5. 1, 5 dioic acid. Pentane, 1, 5 dioic acid. So, if the same function group is there, in such situation, we are not going to delete this E or we are not going to omit this E because it is not applicable to the organic compounds which is having same function group, more than one same function group. Okay, if only one is there, if function group is end with A, E, I, O, U, that is ovals, then the next letter containing E should be removed. Okay. Next, we have the nomenclature of the bifunctional organic compound. What does mean by bifunctional group? In the sense, in a given organic compound, if more than one functional group is there, it is not same, it is different. In such a situation, how to give a naming, how to give a preferences, there is a separate rule in the IUPAC. Let us understand with the bifunctional groups in the given organic compound. If more than one functional group is there in the given molecule, then one function group, it will be goes according to the priority list. So, we have to go with the priority list. Usually, we give a more preference for the carboxylic acid, then ester, that is next alkyl halide, that is OL halide, and next we have a amide, next we have a cyanide, then with aldehyde, ketone, then alcohol, then with the amine. So, this is a priority order, okay. First, we need to give a first preference to the carboxylic acid, okay, like this. So, if carboxylic acid is there, we have to end with oic acid. If ester, it should be an OA. Then, it should be, if COX group is there, we say it is OL halide. If CONH2 group is there, we say it is amide. If cyanide group is there, we say it is cyanide. If aldehyde is there, Al. For ketone, ONE. For the hydroxyl group, OL. And so OL, and for the amine it is amine only, that is for NH2 group. Now, if more than one functional group is there, we have to go with the prefixes for that. It is considered as a prefixes. See that for the carboxylic acid we say it is carboxy only, and for COH we say carboloxy, and for the halides, COX we say it is haloformyl. For CONH2 we say carbolamyl, and for the CN we say it is cyano, and for the aldehyde we say it is oxo, for the ketone we say it is keto or with oxo, whereas for the aldehyde we say it is hydroxy, and for the amine we say it is amino. I'll come to know with the example. You can see that. So this is an example where this is my straight chain which is having a alcohol as well as with the ketone as their functional group. Now, what to give a preference now? So this is a carbon atom which is having a ketone as the functional group, and this is our alcohol. Correct? So in the priority order, ketone will first come, then with the alcohol. So this alcohol will be acting like a prefixes now. Will be acts like a prefixes. What is the prefixes for the alcohol? That is hydroxy. So it is named as, which carbon atom has got the hydroxyl group 3? So it is named as 3-hydroxy. How many carbon atom in the chain? 4. Butan. It's a ketone, right? So 2-oic acid. 2-O-N-E. Why it is O-N-E? Because it's a ketone. It should be end with O-N-E. This is how we will name as 3-hydroxy 2-butan 2-O-N-E. Okay. So if 2 functional group is there, we have to go with the priority order, and while giving the name of that priority order, which functional group is acting like a prefixes, we must be very careful. Then we have to go with the nomenclature. Clear? Okay. We have one more example. You can see that this is an alkene. It is not a alkane because we have a double bond. Correct? So then we have a functional group. If functional group is there, if double bond is there or triple bond is there or substituent group is there, again we have to go with the preference order. That is, functional group should get a preference first, then with a double bond. Okay? Double bond. Then with a triple bond, then with a substituent group. This is a priority order. So that is why I have numbered it from right to left, 1, 2, 3 and 4. How to name this? So it is 4 carbon atoms will be there, but 2 En. You can say that 3 En also. Why not it is 2 En only? Because the double bonded nature of the carbon also should get a least number while writing. If you give the highest number, again it will become a wrong with the name. So that is why this is a carbon atom and this is a carbon atom. Both will get a double bond, but this carbon atom has got the highest number as compared to this. That is why I am writing but 2E because it is an alkene, 1-oic acid. Clear? We have one more example. That is OH and COH. Both are different. This is carboxylic acid. This is alcohol. Correct? So this should get a preference first and this will be acting like a prefixes. What is the prefix for the OH? Hydroxy. 2-hydroxy. How many carbon atom? 3. So propan 1-oic acid, or you can say propanoic acid directly also. Next we have, see that we have a substituent group as well as a functional group. Remember, if functional group and substituent group is there, we have to go with this priority order. So functional group containing carbon should get what? Least number. You can see that there are 2 functional group is there. Correct? So which one should get a least number now? So it should get a least number. Correct? So this will acting like a prefixes and it is keto, or you can say it is oxo also. 2-oxo, 3-methyl. We have one more substituent group here, right? So 3-methyl. Before that, one more prefix should come. 3-oxo, 3-methyl, butan, 1-oic acid. Clear? You can use the word keto or oxo. Next, you can see that we have a aldehyde, then we have a ketone. Okay. So in such situation, how to name this? So here you can see that while naming, this carbon atom should get a least number. So I have started from right to left. While naming, we have to use the prefixes will become a functional group of aldehyde. We know that for the aldehyde, we use the formyl. So which carbon atom has got the formyl, the aldehyde group? 3. So 3-formyl butan 1-oic acid. Next, look at the example. CH3CH, CH, C double bond O, CH2CH. So this is a functional group containing carbon atom. Correct? So how do you name it? So it is 3-formyl butanoic acid, or you can go with one more example. CH3CH, CH3, CH2, CH, NH2. CH2 and COOH. So it is 3 amino 5 methyl, how many carbon? 6. Hexanoic acid. Next we have CH2 double bond CH and Cn. So how do you name it? 3 carbon atom, pro, 2 E and nitrile. Look at this example, CH3, CH, CH3, C double bond O, NH2. So both the functional groups are there. So how do you use this name? So first we have to see the preference order. The ketone will come first and this will be used as a amino. So it is 1 amino, 2 methyl, how many carbon atom? 3, right? So pro, 1 ONE. Okay. So in the next class, we are going to understand the last part of this unit, that is method of purifications of organic compound. So hope you understood with this session. With the nomenclature, I have deeply explained with the functional group containing organic compound as well as with the saturated as well as with the unsaturated hydrocarbon. Hope you understood with the nomenclature. If you don't understand, pause the video and make you to understand with the example. Okay. I'll come back with the next topic. Till that, take care and be safe. Thank you.